These saints are on panels. They're about 2 by 4, and they are the Christmas decorations for San Juan Bautista. Each saint represents one of the California missions. There are 21 missions in all. So there are 21 saints, and they have included Father Sarah making 22 images, and they go back to back on the light post downtown. So there are 44 of these saints in all. Good afternoon. I'm Gail Slesnick, and this happens to be November 1st, 2013. And I just learned it's All Saints Day, so it seems very appropriate we are here. We're going to talk about the saints that historically have hung throughout San Juan Bautista as their Christmas decorations. We are in my studio 808 in San Juan Bautista, and this is where I have repaired these saints for the last 12 years. The saints are in storage all year long until very close to Thanksgiving time, and of course in the meantime I have touched up those that needed repair, and they historically have gone up either the day before or the day after Thanksgiving, so they don't intrude on Halloween or Thanksgiving, and it's purely Christmas and ready to go. The work party previously came out of the Chamber of Commerce group. Now the saints are under the umbrella of Rotary, so we get a work party with them and go to the storage unit now and put them in the car and just go through town, and it's rather fun. They have a nice bracket on the back that goes into that are all set in downtown, and they're chained on up there, and then a big halo goes over the top, and it just seems to be the perfect Christmas decoration that seems so appropriate for little San Juan Bautista. Every year is different as far as the repair goes, mainly due to weather. If we've had a wet winter or they didn't dry well over the years because they were not stored as well as they have been lately. But anyway, a couple of years ago, they were left out a long time. It was over 2 months, and when I came home, they were really in disrepair, and I think there were about 22 to restore at that time. Then the next year, I only had about 8, and there were just little nicks and breaks, and that was it. This year, something really strange happened with the paint. I don't know if the age of the paint, things are compromising the paint now. I don't know if there was something in the air. Just have no idea. But there is parching of the paint, almost like some sort of a varnish, or not a varnish, turpentine or something was sprayed on it to resist. But they were in odd places all through town, so there wasn't a consistency of some chemical happening. The peeling, when this happens and I have to redraw and go, this is amazing that's happened to this poor little San Benaventura. The peeling is just really bad. I probably will have to cut that off and redraw it. The good thing is I do have the old patterns, so that's okay. San Juan Bautista, I have sanded this already, but all the paint on this one is just thrash. I mean, if you could feel it, it's just crumbly. It's something. It looks like somebody was trying to take the paint off, but I don't think so. Something happened out there, and I'm not sure. But the same thing up here, have this same strange, really heavy checking and parching that I have never seen before. So sort of disheartening, but we'll get them back together and looking good, hopefully by Thanksgiving time. And they are sort of a precious entity. The response as soon as they go up, oh, the saints are back, and we say, oh, they're marching the saints back in, and it's a joy. I mean, it's really one of the few things. I'm not a sign painter, but I'm an artist, and it's a joy. I mean, this is sort of something that's kept me going. It's my one contribution to the town, and I think they're special. They are just absolutely wonderful. Originally, the saints were cutouts, and they went up in 1965. And a new artist in town who had a gallery at Mom and Pop's named Ursula Haynes was asked to touch those cutout saints up. She got them in the studio and said, "These are so thrashed, I will build you a whole new set." And that is the set you have seen for 29 years on the streets of San Juan Bautista. Becky McGovern was in charge of the chamber at that time, and she's the one who started this whole project. When Terry Mauberger was president, I was asked to touch up the saints, and oddly enough, 18 years later, in the year 2000, they had been taken down, and I got them in the studio, and once again, they were so thrashed that I said, you know, these need total restoration. With that, I started 8 of them and knew I wasn't getting anywhere, and found out that the original paints that Ursula had listed were available, and with the entrance of Norm Scott to come into the studio to help me, the 2 of us worked for 3 months, and that was in the year 2001, and so the saints went back up in 2002. Okay, we've got the paint out, ready to go. As I was saying, it's easy to do just one color with no mixing. This morning I fixed this little area. There were 4 different types of paint to come up with this olive color. Each of the olives in each panel seem to be a little different, so you have to adjust back and forth for that. This one I did sand down. It was ripply and just like some of the other saints, and so this one shot is a real heavy enamel, and it's wonderful and durable. It is made specifically for sign painting, and you kind of have to It always happens. When you paint, you get very quiet and disappear into your own world. This is pretty. Good-looking guy, huh? Okay, it's the day after Thanksgiving, and today is the day we march these saints out of the studio and down to San Juan Bautista and put them on the lampposts. This year has been really exhausting. I did not realize how many of the saints needed total restoration. Once I got into them, I mean, that means the columns, their faces, everything. Fortunately, this year a lot of the lettering was good, but the rest of it was really thrashed. All right, let's go. Ladies first. Let's go. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's for putting the rest of them.
Lots of help today. Just here, I got the Father Sarah coming out. Jim went down to the bank because he was worried. You know, they told him at night. We might as well just go directly to the
storage.
Storage, exactly.
Okay.
When we pack the truck, let's start with the highest number in the back and then come forward. So on street 1 we only have about those first 5. And then we start the numbers, you know, in earnest. Okay, so let's start with 22 and start loading them up. And these can either stand up or lay down. But why don't I just... You can face her out. And okay, we'll go.